we have gone from 16 people down to the three amigos.
Yep, just us.
And then there were 3.
But we're going to be joined here shortly by a couple other guests, but they are not here yet. We are glad that you are here. GPS the God. It's been a great ride so far. We are glad that you all have taken it with us. Those that started from the beginning, thank you. Those who are new, we thank you as well. And bring some more people. Let them know that you are enjoying this. And if you're not enjoying this, let them know that they could enjoy it. So we need some help.
Share it.
Share it.
Spread the love.
Give it out to everyone.
Last episode was pretty awesome for us, having our extended podcast family in the circle and just telling stories and traditions, and
it was a good time.
Some arguments. I think we'll revisit some of that here in a little bit, but today is kind of a recap. We're going back to the beginning, boys. Back to the future. That was a crash and burn like nothing.
No, I was loading up a question for Ron. Have you seen any of the Back to the Future?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is it Marty something? No, is that his
McFly?
name? Yeah, Marty McFly. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
I can't remember the names of it.
Swinging bunt right there. Swinging bunt.
That's a lie.
But you got it right.
I always wanted one of those skateboards.
Hoverboard?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when they came out when they said they were making a hoverboard, and I was like, how close is this going to be to the legit thing? And then it had 2 wheels on it. I was like, how is that going to be a hoverboard? It's ridiculous.
Well, maybe in the future you can put that on your Christmas list. I guess you can put it on there now. You just can't get it. But this is going to be kind of a year-ish in review for us. We're going to recap some of our, I guess maybe every episode we've had so far. Tell you what's coming up in the future, and I guess let's start in the future, Marty. This will be our last episode for the year, for the calendar year. So we're going to take a little break. The busy holiday season is upon us. Maybe upgrade. We have some ideas for the studio here. And we love our little humble studio, but we want to try and make it better for your viewing pleasure. If you just listen on a podcast app, it's probably going to sound the same. But hop on the old YouTube channel there, GPS the God. Reach out to us. What's our
This is not a sad
podcast.
Time.
Podcast at parkwaybc.net. Reach out to us. Give us some suggestions. If there's something, if you want to help decorate our studio, we will take all the suggestions you want to give.
Come on in.
Bring it on.
Podcast at parkwaybc.net. We might give that could be another contest.
Just if you get some some subscriptions.
If we contest to come get them to work.
If we use their idea as decoration, we could send a gift card, or maybe bring them in the studio and let them be a guest.
Yeah,
I'm with you now. I'm with you now.
Yeah. So podcast at parkwaybc.net. Let us know what you want the studio to look like. So Ryan is a fan of our newish table. He doesn't want it to go away. He likes it.
I want to keep it.
But we're gonna. We did our Christmas episode with the extended family last week, and we've had some gifts sent in. So we're going to bring back a couple guests, not everybody, but bring back a couple. One of Santa's elves bought some gifts after that, and we're going to open those live and in person because we know there's nothing better than you watching us open gifts. So we're going to do that. So a little change of pace here for a second. We're going to. This may not be fun for listeners or viewers to watch other people open presents, but after our last episode, we had some gifts. Just a guest and gifts, wrap that together, and that's what that word is. But we have some gifts that were sent in by guests, or maybe Santa's elves. We don't really know, but we have a couple gifts, so we're gonna. Give the fans what they want to see. They want to see some gifts given out and opened, so let's get with that. I think the first one we have is going to go to the big man himself, Mr. Zach Edson. Watch those headphones, Ryan.
I know.
Mr. Zach Edson here, and these are all gifts based on our last episode, I think. I don't know what all of them are.
Come on, tear it apart. Yeah. I know that inner kid.
You got to hold that maybe up to the microphone for people to hear that tearing paper. and then you'll need a microphone so you can give your reaction to this. Slide that microphone over there.
This right here is going on the mantle. Right here.
So correct.
So for
Nice.
yeah, so tell the people who are not watching on YouTube what you got. Get close to the microphone. Let them hear what you got.
So it is 6 nutcrackers that I will hang on my mantle.
Yeah, they have a little hangy thing going. You can put that on the tree as ornaments, or on the mantle, or from your rear view mirror, whatever you want to do with it.
They will not go in the rearview mirror.
He doesn't love that. I say like glue them on the back of your bumper on your car so everyone can see them.
On your bumper?
No.
All right, these next 3 look similar, so we're going to hand those out and do a big group thing. Mr. Fano Patterson, Mr. Russell Mundy, and myself here. So this is I guess 1, 2, 3, go. Make sure Russell gets. I know Russell's going to have something to say there, so make sure he gets that microphone. And
Some kind of
1, 2, 3,
Are we trying to guess over
go.
here now?
Feels like some kind of salt.
There we go.
country boy.
The best stuff ever. Country boy. Country boy, Uncle Bob's, Country Bob's. Which one is it?
Like A1?
Country
But better.
Bob's steak sauce. So we discussed previously about somebody sent this in, or we were talking about it, and Russell, face it this way.
Look at Bob.
Right.
Look at him. Look how cute he is right there.
But Russell and myself, we are A1 people, but I said I would try Country Bob's. Russell has tried it.
I love it.
I thought you were A1 person.
I love A1 a little bit more, but
The truth comes out.
whatever's in there, you get.
Here's one good thing I'll say about Country Bob's. And Country Bob's, if you're listening, you guys need to send us a check for all this pub you're getting. But
Yeah, for sure.
here's one thing I'll say. On their label, it says, Christ is our CEO. So that's a little shout out there to
I've
Country
never
Bob.
picked
We'll
that
give
up.
you some free pub just
that.
for that, Country Bob's. Christ is our
Yeah.
CEO. We will let you guys know if this is any good or not, based on our opinions. So, Country Bob, there you go. Some camera time.
Yep.
All right, boys, let's see what else we got under the table.
Santa's workshop under there.
We're gonna. 2 people here haven't opened gifts, but we're gonna make Ryan wait. Mr. David
That's why I like
Cuffman.
it.
Merry Christmas.
I see the momentum here. I see where this is leading. This is great. This is
We're gonna
fantastic.
zoom in on his face. He's gonna blush and everything.
This is kind of a gift for Russell Mundy as well, I think.
Oh, let this story end happily.
That's right. Remember the camera, Russ?
I remember it was right behind you. I thought you were going to pull it out and put it right in front of you.
Yeah, buddy.
Is that one shockproof?
Good to go.
Nice.
I will say that
I'm,
looks to be higher quality than what you would have gotten in the 90s.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. This comes with earbuds, but the other one came with the old school metal
The
frame,
foam,
the little
yeah.
thin metal frame. That foam would dry rot in about 6 months. Yeah, this is great.
How do you feel? How do you feel getting it now?
My adrenaline is pumping right now. It is.
Find a CD to put in there?
Well, that's the problem.
Fine one.
If I can burn stuff off Spotify, it's my ticket right here. But yeah, I'm whoever sent this to
I
me.
hope that your dad sent that, honestly.
No, he didn't.
Hey, if he waits like another
He's still
10
stung
years,
about 92.
if he waits like another 10 years, will that actually go up in value?
Possibly.
Don't open that.
I'm not going to open it.
Or you can submit it
I mean,
to
you
the,
really can't open this type of packaging. I mean, you need a hacksaw to get this out.
Find you a knife somewhere.
Got to go to Home Depot and get one of them blades to open this thing.
he could maybe submit that to the Smithsonian in about another decade.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Ryan, we made you wait long enough. It's your turn.
Finally.
buddy.
Let's see.
All right. Yeah. Get it in the microphone there. For those of you listening, I'm sure this is great listening pleasure.
Killing ears right
Yeah,
now.
nothing.
Look at that box.
Look at those gloves.
Hey, keep that box. I'll take that back to my house or to my house.
Not going to
That's a creepy looking sound on that box.
Get it through some trouble.
I mean,
buddy.
bacon and everything. Come
The
on.
box came from.
My daughter Eliana would start crying on Christmas.
I
She
did not
saw
supply
that.
the present. I supplied the box. Just for clarity's sake there. Yeah, hold it up to this camera right here after you read it, or read it live and in person there to the fans. Oh, he's reading it to himself. So just the anticipation is building.
You read it.
So, okay, I'll read it. Dad, you taught me everything I know about exterior illumination. So there's a story behind that. This was one of the stories that did not get aired on the Christmas Family Podcast last episode. So tell us your story, Ryan.
I'm guessing it's about the story about my lights being on my house all year long.
Yeah.
We really need Dawn here to tell the story because she would say
Christmas vacation.
Christmas food. Oh, yeah.
Dawn would say. So yes, that's probably a movie you have not seen.
That too.
But another is Dawn said when you all put Christmas lights up. Was it last year? The first year you did that?
Yeah, it was last year they were up.
So but last Christmas was the first time you put them on your house, correct?
Pretty much.
So you put them up, and then how long did they work for after you put them up?
Oh my goodness, maybe 2 days at the most. I kept on blowing the little fuse in it, so I had to replace it, and it'd go good for about 5 hours, and all of a sudden, boom, they're gone again. So I'm just like, you know what? They're just going to be there for show.
So you had Christmas lights for 2 days, and
Pretty
then
much.
it's been just a strand of dead bulbs on your house for.
They've been there all year, just hanging there faithfully.
I mean, just Christmas spirit all year round. That's
sure.
the gift that keeps on giving.
For sure.
At least you're ready now.
Now I got to take them down and put the new ones up. They'll go up soon.
Right? Just put them up in January. It'll be
I'll
good.
just wait until like January and then just start taking them down like I had them up, normal.
All right, there's one last present. It is for me. So a little bit of clarity here. The Country Bobs, there were 2 that were designated and 1 that was not, so I snagged that one. I'm just going to tell you all the truth. I snagged that one. All right, here we go. One last present. This box will be going back to my house. Seth was standing up here a minute ago. I don't know if he left or not, but this shirt says Air Force, doing math for the Army since 1947. So Seth was in the Air Force, and I was in the Army, and I was making fun of him off the air on our last episode. But I will say this T-shirt is 100% true. Absolutely the truth. So all those smart Air Force guys, thank you very much. So thank you guys. Thanks for coming up here and opening a couple little gifts.
Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.
There we go. Good stuff. Fellas, what do you think? Just straight off the top of your head. We were just talking. It's been since June. It's December now. We started this back in June. You guys had fun? You ready to quit? You think we're on the way up, on the way down?
Oh, I love it. This has been a really, really exciting time for me. I enjoy, coming in here and doing this with y'all. So I don't want this to stop. Yeah. It's not a sad time of us stopping today.
This is a break. You can't miss us if we never leave.
Right? Exactly.
Very
exactly.
True. Very true.
Exciting times coming.
We are glad we're part of your routine, your weekly routine. But just like you can have too much of a good thing sometimes. So we know if we take a little break here that you'll miss us and you'll love us even more when we come back. So
it's been good. It's been fun. It's been fun getting to know you guys more and all the guests coming in and different topics that we talked about, and just how faith impacts others and walking with others. That's all been very encouraging for me.
So way, way back, I don't know which episode this was, but it was one of the first. We had a little challenge for Ryan, and the challenge was if we could get to 100.
Oh, yeah.
100.
Yeah, you threw me off there for a second. I was like, hold up.
Hundo YouTube subscribers. Old Ryan boy here would get a tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
And that came to pass. We reached the goal. Thank you all for your efforts in getting us there.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we were talking about
it hasn't been done yet.
It has not been done yet. But I
yet.
was of the opinion that goal was too low, that Ryan could back out. He has an appointment set, so that might be the first episode when we come back from the new year. What's your appointment date?
It is January 7th.
So just a few weeks away, less than a month away. He's scheduled to get inked. But I gave him we were talking about giving him the option of backing out,
right,
because I thought 100 was too low a goal to get permanent body modifications, but he said no, he's going to roll with it.
No, I like the idea that we have going on right now. And we're not gonna say what the idea yet is, what the tattoo's gonna look like. We'll wait until we show it.
Yeah,
so
big reveal live and in person. Well, maybe not in person. In person for us, but
all 100 subscribers come on in.
So please let others know. We want to grow this thing so we can do more things.
Right.
The more numbers we have, the more people subscribe, the more that we are able to do. So we want to do that. We have grand ideas that we cannot make happen yet. So we need your help. So please let others know and share on your social media and all that kind of stuff. But we have greatly enjoyed you all support, and we hope that you would continue to do that and let others do that and be entertained and also grow a little closer to God. Be pointed in that direction. So
For sure.
Back to the beginning. Episode number 1 seems a long time ago. Mr. Rico.
Good old Rico.
Good old Rico talking about God's plan, and things don't just happen, and Rico had some great stories of that. If you haven't seen that, he is a native Italian, transferred here to the good old US of A, speaks about 7 languages, and man, that was a fun episode. We thought at that time we will never do better than Rico. We thought, man, first episode went so well, nowhere to go but down.
Rico was like up here, and then all of a sudden we like broke through the roof and kept on going up. So.
Yeah.
Not that Rico wasn't great, but
he was up there.
We thought we would never top that. He did awful well.
I mean, he took off for sure.
Also, Rico we went international in the first episode with his family in Italy. He did great things. Then we went to episode 2 with anxiety.
Yeah,
Dave and Jennifer.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
A lot of good stuff. A lot of mental health awareness and good things. Some good stories there.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
It was.
Here's the thing, people. We're not going to say we did a bad episode. So
all of them were good.
All of them were good, but maybe some not as well as others. We will get to 1 or 2 of those. But,
every single one was A-OK.
But we're pretty sure we're pumping out great content here. So
we're trying.
We try. So summertime. Okay, maybe a not so stellar episode was just the 3 of us.
Yeah. And I enjoyed that one.
I had fun on that.
A little bit of rambling on, but it was good.
That's where the kangaroo burgers and stuff came from. We're out of that episode.
A lot of things came out of that episode.
Yeah. So a little behind the scenes information. We had a guest scheduled for that day, and they canceled on us last minute.
Yeah.
They could not make it. They had some conflicts come up, so we just scrambled on the fly of, guess it's just the 3 of us.
Yeah. Fire away.
I think it worked out.
Yeah, some good debates in there. The only thing I really remember was, kangaroo and ostrich burgers came out of that, and we had a good cookout.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then we get to the next episode, which was Amanda coming on talking about grief and loss.
That's a hard one to talk about.
That was, let me tell you, a very good episode, but you may need some tissues. She talked about losing her son, a stillborn baby, and going through many months of struggle with that. And I was amazed how she told that story. Just
she did it like a champ.
Absolute champ. No choking up, no nothing.
I couldn't have done that. If that was my story, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
She's a very, very gifted speaker.
Oh yeah.
Just talking from that to anything in the church that she does and everything. She just has that. She has that gift. So,
and it's an absolutely wonderful story of walking by faith and knowing that tragedy is in front of you and it's going to be there soon, but still walking by faith. That was man. Again, every episode we just kept topping ourselves and
that ministry that she has, that grief share ministry, is still
rolling.
going. She has
going well.
Yes, absolutely. Got an event coming up, I believe, too.
The somewhere in here, you can go back to these early episodes and see pretty much every camera had its own color shade, and we didn't even know what to look for at the time. But coming up here in another episode or two, we kind of got some of that worked out, but not all of it. I don't know. It all ran together.
Who had a tan that week, right?
Well, really, so the camera that looks at you was always pretty good.
Of course.
The wide shot was pretty good, but
It's on me.
the one that me and Fano, we were whitewashed, and it was kind of rough. And we didn't do any kind of YouTube thumbnails or anything, so we just let YouTube pick the image it wanted to put up. And wasn't always so
flattering.
Yeah, not always so flattering, but
Can't win them all.
yeah, we were going off content, not looks.
There you go.
We're not superficial. It's what's on the inside.
Indeed.
Sure.
Then we rolled straight into Zach and talking about money and how to build wealth and
That was a fun one.
do it in a godly way, and some behind the scenes stuff of athletes and how some of them are smart with money and some aren't, and cool stuff like that. We think it's cool anyway. We are fans of behind the.
Well, we
I'm
learned a
kinda
lot of stuff about behind the scenes stuff.
Absolutely. I was going to say we're fans of behind the scenes, and then I started to say, well, I am. I don't want to put words in
No,
you guys' mouth.
I love that kind of stuff.
I'm all about, tell me the story that you're not going to tell anyone else.
Of course.
Speaking of, the stories that are told when we stop recording are by far much better than the stories that are able to be
I
put
almost
out.
wish we could keep on rolling and
Indeed.
be able to put that stuff out there, but then it wouldn't.
That would have to be a
Outtakes.
well, it would have to be a subscription based thing for some of those.
Yeah.
Some of
For
those
sure.
stories are
For sure.
not pointing
Yeah.
people to God. The GPS is turned to a different location. So not from any of the guests we've had, but the interactions that they have with other people and some of the situations that they are in. But those stories, that's the good stuff. That is worth the price of admission.
One
But
of the-
since
one
we're
of the
not
perks.
charging you, you get the free stuff.
One of the perks of being on the show.
That's right.
There you go.
So, but Zach, behind the scenes again, and some people may have picked up on this or may have already known, Amanda talking about losing a child, stillborn. Zach is Amanda's husband. So when Zach came on, we did not talk about that with him because it didn't really fit into the money and financial aspects of what he was talking about. That was kind of a hard transition that we did not know how to make. So we just kind of let it roll. But for those that don't know, Zach is with Amanda. If you see our last episode, our Christmas episode, you'll see them together.
You did put a table in between them, though, so some people might not think that they're together.
So here's the thing, right?
They're just good friends or something.
We'll just air our dirty laundry.
Why not?
The Christmas episode that we just did, when you're watching that on YouTube, it's a very good episode. It's one of my favorites. Lots of laughs and great stories, right?
Yep.
But whoever sat down first messed it up for everybody else because
Not gonna say any
on
names.
the camera. Well, I don't
Chrissy
know.
Shanks.
But
Chrissy Shanks.
well, maybe it was whoever sat down second messed it up, right? Because the first person maybe was fine. The second person messed it up.
That might have been me.
But when you look at those camera angles, which we're not professionals here, right? We're doing that. We're learning every week, but it's off by a couple. So some of the couples were split on the camera, like Seth and Becca. They were split. They were on different cameras.
Yeah.
Dawn and Ryan, they were split. They were on different cameras. So just depending on where you were in that camera shot, we're still learning. But that takes nothing away from the stories. Stories are the same. So after Zach, we went international in the southern hemisphere or heading that direction with her son. A real cowboy.
A real cowboy.
And
I'm actually on YouTube. I'm just
missed.
literally going through the clips.
Ryan's over here watching our past.
He's just
he's
I love it.
reruns.
He's
I love
fact
it.
checking you.
He's fact. Make sure I didn't write something down wrong.
To be honest, there's probably like 5 views from me on each of these. So from when I go back and watch them again and again.
Hey, I don't care if the view. Hey, watch it on your phone. Watch it on your computer. Watch it
Wherever you
on
want
your
to.
smart TV.
If it has a screen,
Watch it on all of them.
Yeah, watch it on all of them. We don't mind.
Yeah.
But her son, his early life growing up,
Crazy.
dirt roads, no electricity, all this kind of stuff, going through the Army, being a stud, and then getting kicked out, and coming to America having if you have not watched that, A Real Cowboy, I'm going to tell you, go back and watch all of them, but
That one specifically.
that one, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Episode
episode
six.
number 5, 6?
I have it as 6 on here.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3,
6.
4, 5, 6. I can't
Episode
count.
6.
Episode number 6, A Real Cowboy. Go back and watch that. And if you're not impressed, then give me a shout at podcast@parkwaybc.net and we'll hash it out. But man, that great stories and those behind the scenes stories. That was some good stuff.
Oh yeah.
We might have to start this subscription package here and get
You might be on to something.
GPS the God after dark or something like that.
Maybe we can buy some new stuff around here.
Yeah, that would help us upgrade our
Not
equipment.
just this old wood.
Hey,
But I love this old
it
wood.
looks good.
It looks awesome.
There's nothing.
I have nothing
wrong
against
with that.
Our
back there.
our redesign is going to have to incorporate that somehow.
Yeah.
I agree.
Gotta keep your roots.
That's right. After Herson, we went to from one personality type to another with old Russell Mundy. Story time with Russell was born. He came in. He talked about fishing for people, and doing it. Being a dedicated for God and maybe doing things that you don't want to do, but you make up your mind that you're going to do it, and also stories. Russell has some stories, and he tells them well.
He does.
For those of you that don't know Russell, he is a very quiet, low-key kind of guy. But when he comes on here, we hit record, and he turns the switch on, and
Totally different person.
He comes to life a little bit.
Does.
I enjoy it. It's fun.
He lets loose as much as Russell can let loose.
Never leaves out a detail. He's always there. Every little detail. He's spot on about that. Makes you feel like you were there.
Since Lori hates us drinking water, we might have to get some logo water bottles or something.
I say we just have an episode that's like 4
Lori
minutes long, and it's just us drinking water.
Yes. Lori and I believe Joanne Armour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Joanne here in a second.
There you go.
And then we want to be topical and we want to have fun and tell cool stories and all that kind of stuff, but we also want to help people, and
Of course.
that's where our next episode came in with addiction and Barton talking about his struggle and his journey through addiction. But we had a viewer that sent us an email that said, "Love this episode. Someone I know has struggled in the past with addiction, and I made them watch this episode, and it helped them." And that was one of the best emails we've ever received, because that's what we want to do. Be fun, have fun, make people laugh, maybe learn something, but be a help and through some kind of issue or struggle, or educate you on something like money, when Zach was talking about money. Addiction is a hard thing to talk about, and Barton tells a great story. He is, I guess, far removed from his addiction, but he would say, it's a struggle every day. Like you can't really let your guard down too much, but you learn to live with it and cope. And that's a very good episode. If you know someone who has struggled with addiction and you are close enough to kind of point them to that, please do that. And maybe it will help them as well.
Yeah.
Then after that, we lost our minds a little bit.
Was it? I don't know if it was smart for what we did.
It could have been better. We brought our 3 wives in. You heard from at least 2 of them. I don't know if Christy. So that's kind of a running joke with us. Christy was pretty quiet that episode.
She was.
She might have got one word in from about back here. I don't know.
That sounded about right.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. She gave warning beforehand that she didn't plan on talking, and she lived up to that.
She did.
But that was good.
At first she wasn't even coming in here.
Yeah,
we got her
she
on.
was
We
here.
got her
She was on camera.
So we're good. And she's getting better at it.
That's right. I
Baby
don't know.
steps.
She said at least 10 words the other night, I think.
Was like, what?
But that was a good episode,
good one.
because we were pretty open. Like we all aired dirty laundry. Like that was the toilet paper roll. We learned about the Patterson house, and that's a real argument, right?
That is.
Yeah,
that is
for sure.
It's
that episode should have started so many fights.
It was.
And it surprisingly didn't.
The toilet paper thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
At least my household, it didn't.
She's good.
No, and that's
she's good.
that's kind of little things that could be big arguments, right? And it's a disagreement in a house, but it's something you work through. But it's showing you that we're all the same. We all argue over insignificant stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the end, we let it go, and most of the time the wife wins.
There
but,
you go.
Whatever.
There you go.
We'll let them,
Famous words that Brendan Shanks said. Yes, dear.
But that was good. Kind of, that was our first behind the scenes and kind of expanding our podcast family, letting people see our real families. So I'm sure we argued about other stuff, but let's not bring it up.
Yeah.
I won every argument. Christy didn't say no to anything, so that was a good night.
I'm sure she'll edit that part out.
Oh, she has no editing power on here, buddy. She probably won't even watch it. So
then we're friends with Rebecca.
Her and Becca are hanging out doing something important. I don't know what it is. They can't give an hour a week to GPS the guy.
None.
Then we went to Dr. Rick Barkley and talked about going overseas. We really probably talked a lot more about dentist stuff because here's our rule. Tonight, behind the scenes episode, our rule is we're here to entertain the three of us. We want to talk about stuff that we find interesting because we think if it's interesting to us, it will be interesting to other people. So
I guess would you consider that selfish in a good way?
Selfish in a good way?
I like that.
I don't think that's possible, but I don't think you can be selfish in a good way.
Come on now.
That has kind of been our motto that we've gone with. If we think it's interesting, someone else will too. So
word. We talked about missions too.
We did talk about missions, but once he started telling about dentist stuff, I was just I was sucked in. I was like, tell me about this, tell me that.
Yeah.
How do you pull
out of
the
the splash zone?
I mean, okay, so education. How would you know that some people in Africa have harder jawbones than people in America?
Very true.
Where else are you going to learn that kind of Jeopardy trivia? You know what I mean? That might win you a contest one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it does, go ahead and kick us back $1 or $2.
Yeah.
We can buy some water bottles for Lori.
There you go.
Then we had some prizes. A prize episode. We brought Russell back. People, if you see an episode from us that says anything about prizes, pay attention because we're giving out money most of the time.
We're trying.
We're trying, but we need your participation.
We do.
We just want to give money away. We're like Ed McMahon, and
we can't spend it. Got to give it out to someone else.
Yeah. What's that? Publishers Clearinghouse. We're trying to knock on the door, give you some balloons and a big old check. So. Then we moved on. This was kind of our first big guest, getting outside our friends and family and church members, and
this
Grayson Garvin.
My favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite?
Yeah.
Your favorite out of all of them, huh?
One of them? Except for the wives, Ron? Just trying to save you?
Yeah. Strong second.
Yeah. All right. Good call.
1A, 1B. But Grayson Garvin came on and talked about baseball. He played at a very high level in college, went first round in Major League Baseball draft, and told a lot of cool stories behind the scene. Again, the GPS that got at night, that would have made the cut. The subscriptions would have gone through the roof on that one. He told a lot of stories off the air that were pretty cool. So
yeah. He'd probably get a bunch of people in trouble if we put that on air, though. What do you think?
He's past all that. He's on his second career, so
yes,
no skin off his back. Then we moved on. We kept the celebrity train rolling with Mr. Rudy Kalis.
Yeah.
Local hero.
Local newscaster for 43 years.
Amazing story.
And he knew or had interacted with anybody and everybody who was in sports and other things as well. But lots of names being dropped that night. He told a lot of great stories, like Muhammad Ali giving a limp fish handshake. So where else are you going to hear that kind of material? Nowhere.
Nope. I'm trying to remember what he told him when he shook his hand. He said something like,
"Come on, champ, don't do me like that," or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so when we were first getting started that day, you two were getting grilled. I was kind of running around getting things set up. Yeah. Rudy sat down and was giving you guys the...
He did not turn it off.
Before we could even say hello, he was already asking us, well, where are y'all from? Like, what do you do for a living and everything? I was like, hold up, who's getting interviewed here?
20 questions with Rudy. He was
Fire away, man.
Yeah, that was
Loved
pretty
it.
cool. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
Acted like he knew us forever. So very, very genuine person.
Yes.
If you see him around, he would not hesitate to talk to you if you came up to him. And
Don't ask him if he knows how to use headphones. He'll get you.
Yeah.
so Ryan is kind of our guest prepper. Whenever we
Guilty
have
as
someone on,
charged.
he kind of gives them the rundown of what to expect and
Right.
how things work, and
Maybe shouldn't have this
Yeah.
fateful night.
a 4-decade career in television,
Yeah.
and
Should have thought about that one.
has
before
his
I
own
said something.
podcast. Rudy was pretty familiar with the equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was.
he knew it.
Yeah. After Rudy came on, we had Micah talking about fear and faith and things like that. And
Yeah.
she told a great personal story of her
Amazing
first
story.
husband who had a tragic accident and ended up passing away. And she was left as a young single mother. And man, that was very powerful. And how she made it through that, and not only made it through, but came through persevering and came through better. Not that it was easy, but just, man, that was such a great story. You can tell she tells that story well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And already mentioned earlier, Miss Joanne and her husband Russell coming on talking about marriage. I don't remember how long they've been married. A long time, 50-something years. Is that
It
what?
just celebrated, yeah.
Yeah.
50-something
50s.
years.
Yeah.
I think it was that.
I hope she's listening. They have since snowbirded their way down to Florida. They're hanging out
Yeah.
next to a beach somewhere, playing
yeah.
golf. I don't know what.
Enjoying that
life,
sunshine.
life goals.
They sure didn't ask us to go.
know.
Come
No.
visit for a weekend or nothing. They were like,
Have
"See
a
ya."
podcast down there for that.
Hey, that'd be it. There we, Miss
Deal.
Joanne, give me a call or podcast at parkwaybc.net. We'll bring this show to you.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll come hang out in the Sunshine
Wow.
State for sure. Then this is maybe one of the not so great episodes right here. We thought we
What?
had fun, but it wasn't the listener feedback. Not so good. Mailbag debates. We had some debates. We asked you to send us questions and
You know why it wasn't good? Because I wasn't here.
didn't even notice.
Ron,
Didn't even
Rude.
notice.
Ron sabotaged the views on that one.
Yeah, he might have.
So rude.
He might have.
Because
There,
I'm gonna cheat.
Like
code in
temporary
there.
blocks or something?
Yeah, just, I'll fix them.
there were some pretty good debates in that.
There
I
were.
think
There
we
were.
We were.
I went back and watched it. It was good.
Oh, that's when you were having your boy trip, was it?
Yeah.
Why were
pretty
you gone?
much. Was it Vegas? I think it might have been Vegas.
Went to Vegas with Zach.
Yeah.
See, we've been doing this so long now, I can't remember all those fine details off the top of my head. But that was
No, it wasn't Vegas.
Yeah, it was the fight.
It was
man.
LA.
Yeah,
It was L.A.
I think it was a fight.
Was it the fight?
yeah.
I think it was a Fury.
Because Fury was on a Saturday.
Yeah, but you were gone for like 5 days on that trip.
No, I was not.
What day did you leave? When you went,
We left Friday. We came back Sunday. So it was L.A.
wasn't Fury.
because we came in on we flew in on Tuesday, came back on Wednesday, and that's why I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Anyways, I was
it's a
on
rough
the West
life
Coast.
over here.
There
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
a rough
There
life.
you go.
Let me fly to Vegas for a weekend. Let me fly to L.A. and catch a Lakers game and all. Yeah, nobody's sympathizing with you right now. Nobody.
Yeah.
a wise person told me you got to know people in low places or big. Oh, now I'm gonna butcher it.
How wise were they? They were just working with what they had, I guess.
High people in low places, I think is what he said.
Now Zach will never take you on another trip. There you go. But mailbag debate. Hey, go listen to these debates. You might have a disagreement, or you might think we're the smartest people in the world.
Yeah.
So, or at least we can tell you where to get fried pickles in Nashville.
There you go.
Amen.
Hometown Heroes was after that. We had kind of a 2-for-1 special on that deal. Had Becca in talking about teacher stuff, which was actually really interesting, and she did a great job.
Yeah.
And also kind of put Ryan in his place a little bit.
It's whatever.
You know,
It happens every week, so it's
but,
whatever.
that is his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And then we had Travis talk about, some firefighter stuff, a little bit of Army stuff, but the greatest thing he did,
Oh, my word.
a drive-through zoo
Oh, my
incident with an alpaca. If you have not heard that or listened or watched that episode,
Oh, man. Talk about a
Hometown
good
Heroes.
storyteller.
go listen to the alpaca story. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. I don't.
Yes, they do.
You do. But if you listen to the alpaca story, it's going to suck you in, and you'll get the rest of it.
Yeah.
But,
That's probably the hardest I've laughed in a long time.
I was in tears.
And Travis kind of, he told it great, but he kind of toned it down a little bit because of the microphones and everything. He was trying not to, be too crazy. But to hear him tell that in person, he does a lot more animal noises and kind of craziness. But that was, man, great story.
Great stuff right there.
Then we kind of stepped up in the world of award-winning guests with Meredith Andrews, and she talked about music and being a musician and told some great stories about her life and where she's bounced around and where God has led her. But we really wanted her to sing a song.
Yeah,
we really wanted her to, but she had just gotten over being sick and didn't really have the voice to do that. But
give us an excuse to have her back.
We're going to have her back. Her husband coaches in a basketball league I'm a part of, so we got a connection there.
If she does, Lori will definitely be back in on that.
Yeah,
she almost wanted her to sing no voice at all or anything. She wanted it.
Yeah, Lori. Speaking of being selfish, Lori wanted the music that night.
Lori,
she did. It was a fun time. It was a fun time. It was good. She was excited about that one.
And then speaking of studs, we had Christy Utley, big time basketball player when she was a little younger. And we really did not do her justice on her accolades as a basketball player. She was much better than we let on. And she didn't really want to broadcast all that and seem selfish. But she was a stud, and she could have beat most anyone listening in basketball. And maybe not today. She says she doesn't play anymore. She doesn't care about if she can't play like she used to. She doesn't want to play. But
she probably still could.
Oh,
she could.
For sure.
If it came down to it.
I tried to get her. I was like, just come to the gym, and we'll just play a little pickup game. We're not going to run, but you just stand in a spot and shoot. I'm just going to throw you the ball and you shoot. And she's like, no, I'm all right.
They don't hang jerseys for someone that's just good.
Yeah, absolutely. And she still has her name in the record book of the Kentucky Wildcats in multiple places. It's not just one time. It's sprinkled throughout. And that is a long storied school for basketball. Yep. She was a stud. Was a stud on the court.
Yep.
Even if you're not a basketball fan, she tells great stories and you can listen to her and be inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next one, a little bit of a snafu on this one, a little bit of a hiccup. Our first ever Zoom episode with a Zoom guest, and I didn't hit record.
Learning curve.
Learning curve. Ryan and I had tested out the Zoom earlier that day.
Yeah.
Right. He was at home. I call him up and say, "Hey man, let's test this before Chris comes in." He gets on. Everything goes good. We record a few minutes and no problems, no issues. We got it set up. Chris comes on, and I was so excited. Really, that I was trying to get the computer to stay on his face, the image to stay on his face, pin it, highlight, spotlight, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Instead of switching back and forth. I was so worried about that I forgot to hit record. Just didn't happen. Great interview, great time.
Oh. What an interview. Nobody
got to hear it but us.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of turned out good. Fano was out that day, the original time we recorded it.
Yeah.
I was.
Fano had to miss, and then we had Brandon Shank sit in, and lucky for Fano, I messed up, and we got to bring Chris back. He was gracious enough to come back.
What I was going to say is I feel like Daniel probably did that on purpose just because he felt bad that you didn't get to, be a part of that.
No, I appreciate that.
Which I'm okay with because we got to hear it twice then, right, Daniel?
Yeah.
I would like to say I was that thoughtful. But obviously I was not thinking that night because I did not hit record. So Chris is, I've told him this several times since then, that we appreciate him coming back, taking the time out to do that because he could have just said, no, thanks, guys. I busy or whatever. But he said, no problem, I'll be back. So, and that was a great episode. We were talking before we came on the air about episode titles, and that kind of has an impact on people when they listen to it or not listen to it, they're like, that doesn't look too good. So that title, I think, scares a couple people away because it's from the bathroom to the Super Bowl. But all these titles are kind of in reference to what goes on in that episode. And he tells a great story of where he started in college, and it was not a good place. He literally started in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Had no locker, had no anything. He was next to the coach's urinal. That's where he got to sit.
He committed himself to it, and he kept on going and worked his way up.
And he made it, became a star there, multi-sport star, and made it to the NFL, got drafted in the NFL, and made it, played in the Super Bowl with the Titans. And don't let the title scare you away. Very good episode. Chris was awesome. Very inspirational guy. He posts things weekly.
Oh, yeah.
And his high school football team that he coaches, they just lost in the state finals.
Yeah.
Tough draw for them, but the team they played was very, very good.
But to make it that far.
Made it all the way to the state finals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Came up just a little short. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Chris and his team there for making it.
Yeah. I definitely recommend y'all go listen to that one. Even if you don't like sports, it's based around sports, but he has so much great information in that besides just sports. You need to go listen to it for sure.
Then we come up with Brent McDonald. Real Indiana Jones is the title I've given.
already.
I don't know if he likes that title or not. I need to find out.
Real Indiana Jones.
I'm probably not going to
You've
change
been throwing
it.
it out there left
But,
and right.
I mean, I've told him that to his face before. That's how I refer to him when I'm talking to people about what he does.
Yeah.
Because it kind of gets you that baseline.
Yeah. Get you an idea of what you're talking about.
Right. But great, awesome stuff. I cannot express how much better his museum is in person, and
Still got to book that.
what he
I'm
brought.
just waiting for the text message saying, hey, what date y'all want to go?
How we can absolutely do it.
I think my father-in-law wants to come. He sounds excited about it, too, just to let y'all know.
We might charge him admission.
That's fine.
You can buy lunch or something. But the couple of things he brought are really just the tip of the iceberg. He has so much cool stuff, and he's bringing cool stuff here, but the most valuable stuff he's not going to haul around to come on some podcast or anywhere else. But awesome place. He would absolutely love it. If any of you want to visit his museum, he would absolutely love to have you there. And you can reach out to us, podcast@parkwaybc.net. I will put you in touch with Brent and let him show you some really cool artifacts, Bible history, and other history as well. But very Bible focused when he does archaeology stuff. So super cool.
Also does a great job with Cottage Cove. And
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
what he's doing with that's good, especially these days with the youth.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Giving school-age children guidance in schoolwork and other things that impacts their lives daily, but also sharing Jesus with them, teaching them how to speak and publicly, but also just person to person, and giving them the skills to succeed all throughout their life. It was a great job by him and great vision for that program.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of brings us to the end. Our last episode was the family Christmas with all 16 people of our extended family. Awesome episode. A lot of cool stories. We've had a lot of positive reaction to that. And it was a lot of fun. It was different. It was thrown together in a hurry, but a lot of fun.
It's cool just to sit around in a circle and just listen to everyone's stories, their traditions, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
But we're going to end things here the way we always do with a Bible verse. And again, we're just going to take a break here. We'll be back sometime. Well, it'll be before Valentine's Day. Sometime maybe the end of January.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know exactly. It depends on how long takes us to remodel the studio and get a couple more guests in here.
Just freshen up around here.
Get some videos of Ryan getting a new tattoo, some fresh ink over there. But he's going to send us away with a Bible verse.
So I'm in Acts 20:35. In all things I have shown you that by working hard in this way we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive.
There you go. Christmas time. It's very
Perfect.
very easy to get sucked into the commercial side of Christmas and giving gifts and really become selfish and kind of look at ourselves, or receiving gifts rather. But the important thing is Jesus, having that relationship with him. He came to earth. He lowered himself off the throne for us. So no better gift than that. So thank you for listening. We will be back soon. We hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a great new year, and that you look forward to great things ahead on GPS to God. We hope you are enjoying GPS to God. Rate, review, and subscribe across every platform that you use. Help us spread the word by telling your friends and family to listen and